Hey everyone, my name is Tamalade Akintala and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be sharing with you how I'll be planning my meals for weight loss. One of my goals for this new year was to lose weight. I mean, that's always a goal for every year. But this year in particular, I plan to do a lot of things differently and I would like to share that with you. So if this is something that you're interested in, please stay tuned for the rest of the video. So how did I used to eat before? Last year I also set a goal of weight loss and I would go to the gym pretty regularly. I used to run pretty often towards the beginning of the year. That kind of tapered down towards the end of the year. But I would say that I was pretty active last year. And I would eat intuitively, which is not a bad thing, but I never really focused on how much I was consuming. I mean, I would eat healthy foods, but I just ate as much as I wanted. If I was at work and someone offered me a meal, I would just eat it because if someone offers you something to eat, you have to eat it. You can't say no. So this year I will really be focusing on my diet and changing a couple of things, and I want to share that with you all. So one thing I'll be doing differently this year is tracking my calories. Calories are essentially the amount of energy that your body releases when it breaks down a food. So the more calorie that a food has, the more energy it provides for your body, which is a good thing. But the reason that I'll be tracking my calorie this year is because I think that it will help me to gauge how much I'm overeating. And if I know that I'm overeating, I'm able to rein that in. But if I don't know that I'm overeating, I will just keep eating. So that's why I think that I'm going to try tracking my calories. In the past, I have associated tracking of calories with being toxic and being a toxic way of eating. But I think that the act of tracking your calories in itself is not necessarily toxic unless you make it toxic. I'm going to ensure that I'm consuming enough calories that my body needs. So an important question is, how much calories should you be consuming? How do I know how much calories I should be consuming? So for me, in trying to figure this out, I downloaded this. There's a tool online called TDEE calculator. So you basically put in your body weight, your sex, male or female, your level of activity, and your height, and it will tell you how much calories you should be consuming for a maintenance diet. So say you're not trying to lose weight, and you don't want to gain any more weight, you just want to keep the weight that you are. That's a maintenance diet. It can also tell you how much calories that you should be consuming if you're trying to bulk or gain weight. And it will also tell you how much calories that you should be consuming based on your body type if you're trying to lose weight. So I think this is a really helpful tool to start with and to figure out. If you're a beginner like me and you don't know where to start or how much you should be consuming, I think this tool will be really helpful, and I will link it down in the description below. Another tool that I will be using is my Fitness Pal. I will be using this to track my calories. There's a lot of calorie tracking tools on the market, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. I'm just using my Fitness Pal because it is one that I am familiar with. But there's a ton on the market, and whatever works for you, you can use. I will also put a link to their website in the description box below. So the second thing that I will be doing differently this year in trying to lose weight and focus on my diet is tracking my macros. This is something that I've never done before, and I never thought I would be doing, but I think that it would be really helpful for me, especially because aside from trying to lose weight, I do want to keep as much muscle mass as I can. So I want to focus on things like my protein intake, how much carbs I'm consuming, how much fat I'm consuming. So before I get ahead of myself, what are macros? Macros is basically short for macronutrients, which are the basic building blocks of the foods that we consume. So like your protein, your fats, and your carbs. I think those are the three big ones. And yeah, basically there's a certain amount of macros that you should be consuming based on your weight loss / weight gain goals. And the reason why I want to consume as much protein as I should be consuming for my body weight is because protein has more of a thermogenic effect than other food groups. And thermogenic effect, basically, it will help more with fat loss, fat burning, than other food groups. So I really want to focus on consuming as much protein that I should be consuming. If you don't know what your macros should be or what your macros are for your body weight or your height, I would also just recommend the TDEE calculator, which I already talked about, and I will put in the link below. It's really helpful because just by putting in your body weight and just basic information about yourself, it can tell you how much macros you should be consuming, if you want moderate carb, high carb, or high fat. So this is a really useful tool that I will be using. And my third and final thing that I will be doing differently this year in terms of tracking my calories is cooking most of my meals at home. At least 80% of my meals I really want to cook at home. This is important for two reasons. One, I know what I'm cooking. I know what I'm putting in my food. I'm better able to keep track of my calories. Of course, there's a lot of places outside where you can buy food and they have the calories of what the food contains, but it's also not just about calories, right? It's about what kind of food I'm consuming. So in cooking my foods at home, I am better able to focus on what I'm putting in that food. For instance, I want to increase my veggie intake, like eat more fruits, and if I'm cooking at home, I am more able to control those things. So yes, those are the 3 things that I will be doing differently this year to lose weight. If you have any weight loss goals or just general fitness goals or health goals, please share them in the comments below. I will be so excited to see those. And thank you so much for watching my video.